Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Muhammad Raji Muhammad Sadiq, and in this video, I and my colleagues Busari Kawiyat Amalade and Nur Alfa bint Muhammad Nizam will be presenting our assignment for the course BOM 4183 Organizational Behavior, which will be focused on the types of communication in an organization, which is verbal and non-verbal communication. This presentation will be including the definitions and the importance of each types of communication in an organization. So I will be proceeding with a brief introduction to organizational behavior. So first of all, the definition of organizational behavior. What's organizational behavior really? Organizational behavior is the study of how people act and work together in a company or organization. It helps us understand how individuals, groups, and systems behave. So now let's ask ourselves, why does organizational behavior matters in today's workplace? So here I have provided 4 points which goes thus. The first one is that it improves teamwork. Organizational behavior, it helps people work better in groups by understanding each other's behavior. This is so true and it's happening in today's workplace. But the second is that it increases employee motivation. Managers learn how to keep workers happy and motivated once they maintain a good organizational behavior. The third one is that it solves problems faster. Organizational behavior gives ideas on how to solve conflicts and workplace issues very quickly. And the last but not the least is that it helps build a positive work environment. So when people understand each other better, they create a friendly and productive workplace. So finally, I'll be concluding this the introduction part with communication in an organization. What is communication in an organization? Communication in an organization means sharing information between people at work. It helps employees understand their tasks, solve problems, and work well with others to reach the organization's goal. So we can see that this is a very, very important aspect of of an organization itself. So inshallah, my colleague Busari Kobiat will be continuing from this part. Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum barakatuh. My name is Saiko Malade, and I will be presenting about the verbal and non-verbal communication. So firstly, let's dive into the verbal communication. Verbal communication is the exchange of information through spoken speech. It involves tone, clarity, and delivery to effectively convert message and encourage understanding in both personal and professional setting. So verbal communication can be in formal and informal speech. So and it also play a crucial role in ensuring effective communication by providing immediate feedback and enabling interactive dialogue. So now the forms of verbal communication. So we will be discussing about four forms of verbal communication. The first one is face to face meeting. Direct in person discussing that allow full use of tone, body language and facial expression for its effective communication. For face-to-face meeting is when two people are discussing something in person. They can use they can use tone and body language and facial expression since both are seeing each other. So now we secondly we have phone calls, voice only communication that offer quick real-time communication without needing physical presence. So for the phone calls, it's just voice communication. You don't need to meet in person. So it's enable quick time communication without needing to meet the person physically. So next we have video conferencing. Video conferencing remote conversation using audio and video, enabling visual, clear and real-time interaction across distance. So the video conference is it's for both audio and video. So it enables real-time interaction across distance. So you can use video conference even when you are miles away from each other. So we have presentation. Lastly, we have presentation. Presentation, structured speaking to inform, persuade, or instruct an audience, often supported by visual aids. So presentation is it is used to inform, to persuade, and to instruct an audience. So you can use it to persuade people, you can use it to inform, for informative purpose. You can use it for persuasion, and you can also use it for instruction. And there can be visual aid like pictures and so on in presentation. Now, lastly, we have importance to organization. We have three importance to organization. The first one is build charity. So the first one is build clarity. Ensures tasks, goals, and messages are clearly understood, reducing confusion and error. So it builds clarity. Since it is verbal communication, you have to speak. You will speak, and so it builds clarity. There will not be any confusion and others. So it reduce confusion and error. So secondly, we have promote collaboration, encourage teamwork and idea sharing through open, direct dialogue among employees. So it builds collaboration. It will encourage teamwork. The team can share their ideas see openly, directly. They can share their idea openly and directly. So thirdly, we have boost morale. Positive verbal feedback and open conversation make employee feel valued and motivated. So it boost morale. It help to encourage people because if they can give positive feedback, so it will boost the employee morale. So lastly, we have helps conflict resolve help conflict resolution. So it supports respectful dialogue to address issue, reducing ten and find common ground. So if there is a conflict now, so it can help in the resolution of the conflict by addressing the issue to reduce ten and find common ground. Now let's dive into the non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication is the transfer of information without spoken words. It involve body movement, facial expression, gesture, tone, helping to convey emotions, attitudes and in ten tions alongside or in place of verbal messages. So non-verbal communication can be used alongside with verbal communication. So if you are trying to explain something to someone, you can use your body movement, you can use your facial expression, you can use gesture, you can use tone to um you can use tones alongside with your verbal communication. So forms of non-verbal communication. The first one is body language, movement and posture that show confidence, openness and or discomfort. So you can use your body language to show your confidence, to show your openness, to show your discomfort. So secondly, we have facial expression. Facial expression convey emotion like happiness, anger, confusion instantly. So you can use your facial expression to show anger, to show that you are angry. You show that you're angry. To show happiness by laughing or smiling, or just to express that you are happy. And you can show confusion. You are confused. So you can use facial expression ex to converge all these emotions. Then we have gesture. Hand and hand and arm movement used to emphasize point or express meaning. So you can use your hand and arm to emphasize on a point. Then we have eye contact. Eye contact shows attentiveness, confidence and sincerity in interaction. So if there is a verbal communication, eye contact with the person that you are communicating with will show that you are attentive to what they are saying, will show your sincerity to that conversation. So we have posture. Relieves engagement, professionalism and emotional state. So you can use your posture to relieve your engagement, to relieve professionalism and emotional state. Then we have tone of voice. Adds emotion or emphasizes to spoken words influencing interpretation. So for tone of voice, it's um when you maybe you increase your voice or you reduce your voice in a situation. Maybe there is um a verbal communication going on, and maybe the person is angry, the person can increase their voice. Maybe the person is calm, the person can reduce their voice. So now we have the importance to organization. So we'll be discussing four importance to organization. The first one is support or contradict verbal message, reinforce or refuse inconsistency between what is said and felt. Okay, so it can show whether what you are verbal communication can help to show whether what you are saying you are in support of it or you are contradicting it with your emotion. If you are um trying to be calm and you are angry, your body language will show that you are angry, but maybe your verbal communication doesn't show that you are angry. Then secondly, we have reflect emotion. It help others sense moods and emotion reaction even without words. So it will help others to know your mood, to know your emotion. Whether if you are happy now and you are smiling, you are laughing, people will know that you are happy because of that. If you are sad, that maybe you are crying or you are moody, then people can know with your body language or maybe your facial expression. So next we have build trust and engagement. Authentic non-verbal cues create connection and mutual understanding. So it helps to create connection and mutual understanding. Then lastly, we have improve leadership presence. Strong non-verbal sign enhances authority, confidence and influence. So if you have a strong non-verbal signs, it will enhance authority, it will enhance your confidence, it will show your influence. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Alfa Nizam, and I'll be continuing with the presentation about the comparison of both verbal communication and non-verbal communications. So, first thing first, verbal communication, it involves the use of words and this to spoke or written, and for the non-verbal communication, it involves the use of body language, facial expressions, gestures, postures, and even eye contact, and also the tone of the voice itself. And secondly, the verbal communication is typically learned through the formal education, training or practice ever since we are a baby. And for the nonverbal communication is we learn through the observation, experience, and also cultural exposure. Next, verbal communication can convey a lot of specific information such as facts, ideas, and also instructions. And for the nonverbal communication, it can convey emotions and attitudes and also social cues that may or not be expressed through the words itself. So, yeah. And next one is verbal communication can also easily be recorded and transmitted through the various medium such as text, emails, or video conferencing. And for the nonverbal communication, it is often instantly and difficult to record or like transmit accurately. And then lastly, the verbal communication can be used to persuade and negotiate or and also influence others through the arguments. And for the nonverbal communication, it can be used to build trust, establish rapport, and also create an emotional connections. Next up is for the conclusion. Is the first conclusion that we made is that both verbal communication also and non-verbal communication can create a comprehensive communication which gives a complete picture of the message itself. And secondly, it can also enhance clarity and reduce the misunderstanding, which means that we understand the body language and that can balance or add to what someone is saying, and it also can help to avoid the ambiguous meanings. The third one is to it can both communication can improve the relationship and trust by using it by using both of the communication we can say and portray how we're saying it, and it will help the colleague to understand each other and also trust each other to work well together as a team. And lastly, it can also improve the collaboration and productivity by with the clear and specific communication. The team can collaborate better and make a few mistakes, and also can be work can be done more efficiently. That's all from us. Thank you.